What's going on, everybody? Aaron with Old Oak Painting here, and I want to show you today the little project that I'm working on, which is the staircase just behind me over here. Take a So the homeowner wants these spindles painted, so I just spent a while taping them with my frog tape, and as you can see, it took me a while, and it runs all the way up here. I mean, it's a beautiful staircase, as you can see, and these are all going to get painted white. So stay tuned, and we're going to go through that. Next, we're going to move on to the sanding process. Okay, so I got my little sanding bag here, and I think for this job, we are gonna go with a 150 grit Norton Pro Sandpaper. These are really nice, especially for this situation where I just need to use my hand and sort of wrap it around the banister there. I think that'll be, these are made for your, your hook and loop on the back of a sander, but cupped into my hand. I think these are actually going to be, really nice, and they're nice and soft too. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, I'm spent. That was a lot of hand sanding. And if you stuck around to this part of the video, I appreciate you. Let me show you we basically got all of these spindles, even the big boy there, sanded. Everything's taped up and ready to go for primer and paint tomorrow. And you will notice one thing, that when you're painting or sanding these, obviously these smooth edges are easy to wrap and sand, but these, are pretty gnarly. And it's my humble opinion, you got to sand the flat surfaces, you got to sand these dowel surfaces. But when you get to this here, you can give it a quick wrap, but don't spend too much time sanding these areas like crazy. They're not high traffic areas. Maybe if you got a home that's like filled with, children, but other than that, everything's pretty much going to be touched up here. And in this situation with this railing, the top is not getting painted. It's just the spindles are all going to be white. So stick around. I'm going to show you the priming and painting of that, and then the end result at the end of the video. Thank you. All right, guys, we're back on site. Everything is sanded on this railing, and I just wiped everything down with a rag. We are about to get underway with painting and priming, so let's get at it. All right, so we're all done with the first coat. That was a lot of work. All right, let me flip this, view how that came out. We're looking at one coat of white cotton paint. Oh, let's give you a wide angle shot here. I mean, that just looks so much better just with one coat. Already looking totally different. thank the Lord for all that tape job that we did, because it just made it go so much faster. What's going on, guys? So we're back in the house today painting the stair railing again, and we've been in a bit of a crunch here, so I didn't film the second coat. It is all finished. Let me spin around. This is the second coat. I am going around pulling tape right now. I mean, it just came out fantastic. It's not an easy project. It definitely takes some time. You just gotta have the right brush and stay dedicated. Keep on painting. So what I wanna show you is I'm pulling the tape, and I came across a little bit an issue where if you're not pulling the tape right, it's probably gonna rip, and it's just gonna cause you a lot of, take longer than it should. So I'm just gonna show you how I pull the tape. Pretty simply, I've got some on the front here, so when I was painting that back side, I didn't get any there. Pretty simply gonna go ahead and pull that one up. You can see around these squares here, I got some paint around. That's why I taped in the first place. And when you go to pull this piece, a lot of people probably tell you to pull it like a 45 or a 30-degree angle away, but it's gonna rip, because this has been about a couple days now that this has been sitting. So what I would recommend is that you pull it with, 90 degrees from this face. Pull it directly back, the way that it lies, okay? And that's just gonna break that much better, much cleaner. And let me see if I can reproduce what I kind of want you guys to watch out for. If you pull this at a 45, well, I got lucky with that one, but it's still ripped a little bit right there, and that can be a bummer. And then you got to go through sometimes, get your your 5-in-1 or your knife up under that. So I just wanted to show you to kind of pull it straight back. Yeah, you can see it left a little tail right there. Pull it straight. When you pull it straight, this green frog tape is fantastic stuff. You should get a nice clean line. All right, so that's pretty much it for my how to paint a banister on a railing tutorial in this house. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm push my videos on to more people, and then I can keep making some videos like this because I really enjoy it. All right, thanks everybody, and I hope to see you in the next video. Okay, so a few of the tools I used for this job. Got my box of rags. You can pick them up at just about any hardware store. My 5-in-1. Now I really like these Worcester silver tip brushes. This is the one that I used here. They're really soft and really accurate. Angled tip. Worked really well for me. Got your frog tape here. If you haven't used this stuff, this is basically tape with a paint block formula. If you see here, paint block technology. Frog tape is the only tape treated with paint block technology. Paint block is a super absorbent polymer which reacts with latex paint and instantly gels to perform micro barrier that seals the edges of the tape, preventing paint bleed. So this helped a lot. Picks them up. Cover grip drop cloths. I really like these. They've got little rubber bumps here that keep them from slipping and sliding. Great stuff. Handy pail. These things are awesome. You can put a disposable liner in here. It's got a little handle so you can hold your paint. You can adjust it to your hand size. These things are great. Now I used Benjamin Moore Regal Select paint. This stuff is really nice. I happen to have some eggshell left over, which worked for this project. It's just 2 adults living in this house. Now, if there were, a couple children running around who would maybe get their hands on the Bannisters, then maybe I would have went with a semi-gloss or a gloss finish for a little bit more durability. But this Regal Select stuff is great. It's got a built-in primer, so I was able to use it on my first coat and then just slap it on for the second. And of course, the DeWalt mini vac. That thing goes with me everywhere. It's battery operated, makes some pretty quick cleanup possible.